He just got in. He just left the movies. I wonder what he went to go see. He probably went to go see Thunderbolts.
Mm.
He a big Marvel guy. That's my thing. He'll go watch a Marvel movie and then come home and watch all the Easter eggs or little things that he missed in the movie.
Mhm.
But I'd be thinking it's crazy because like some people go and spend money and they'll go to the movie theater and just watch the movie multiple times, repeat, 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 just to catch every little detail. I'd
Yeah,
be
I heard
thinking
a lot of
go
people do it
insane.
with the movie Center. They was like,
For
"I had to go see it 3 times." I'm like, "Dang."
yeah, for somebody to go watch a movie 3 times back to back to back to like, I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
gotta be good. But yeah, I know, what's his name? Brandon.
are you talking about Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, okay, there you go, Michael B. Jordan. How I said Brandon, I'm thinking about you. But yeah, I know he did good acting in that movie.
He
Did you see the
did.
that he was in?
You said the who?
The Creed?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
seen all the Creed movies. He was in all of them. He's the main character. He plays Adonis, or yeah, Adonis Creed, Apollo Creed's son from Rocky, which I think is cool. I like when movies tie into each other like that.
yeah.
Shout out to Rocky. Shout out to Creed. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. That's the
Yeah,
director for all of those.
I need him to do a visual for my book. Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
see, I'm trying to
Because I
get to
feel
a.
like the book, I feel like it's kind of like related to Synergy, right? How you have people trying to come take your energy. Like I feel like that's what my book is about. I don't know if you've seen the.
So you writing a book, Mama?
No, I didn't wrote and finished and published a book
You got a book published, and I didn't
available
even
now
know.
on Amazon and Kindle,
Look
ebook,
at
paperback, and hardcover.
what? Do you have a copy?
Yeah,
Can I see it?
yeah.
Look at
The life
you.
is crazy.
I do, but not till death.
Nah, right. I always felt kind of weird about that specific vow.
Mm.
So death do us
Little
part.
spark.
Ugh.
Just a little strange to you.
If you're not meeting me in the afterlife, then what are we doing?
Well, I
What are,
mean,
what are we doing?
I feel like it depends on what it's like. Because like I feel like I was told I didn't read this. I was told, you know how I told you my coworkers for some reason just randomly talked to me about the Bible.
Mhm.
I was told that like when we pass, we won't remember each other. Like we'll just be there, but we won't remember each other. So I don't know how true that is because I ain't never died
And then
before.
that brings me up to another thing that I seen from the movie Sinners, where they was like the girl was like, no matter she was basically saying no matter what timeline or what generation we're in, you're not gonna forget my body. Did you see that part? So
Yeah,
it's like if you have that soul connection with someone, I feel like if you encounter them, you're gonna remember it, but at the same time, it's probably gonna throw you off.
yeah.
It's gonna be a connection that's so strangely familiar, but then at the same time, it's gonna be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did you come from?" Because I feel like I've known you all my life.
Mm.
You think you got a
Yeah.
soulmate?
Do I think I have a soulmate?
Or do you think you've met your soulmate?
Mm, I don't know how to really describe a soulmate. So if I get like a definition of that, that would be cool. But if you want me to tell you the truth, I mean, I feel like I've been in relationships where I really been loved, but I don't know if I could necessarily consider it my soulmate.
Mm.
What would you classify as like? How would you describe a soulmate?
For me, a soulmate is gonna be somebody that I've known before, like, not just
Mm,
in this specific life that I'm living, but in, like, previous lives, and it's gonna be a connection that feels like it's unforced, like, I don't have to wear a mask around you, and you don't have to wear a mask around me,
mm,
and you see me for who I am, and I see you for who you are, and we just linked, right? We just linked at a soul connection type thing.
right.
And it's not like The typical type of relationship that you would fall into based on societal norms or societal constructs. Like this is something that is beyond that in the mental and
Mm,
physical and the spiritual. Like you gonna know for real, for real.
do you feel like you found your soulmate?
I feel like I've definitely had twin flames.
I feel like yeah, I feel like that's a better way to put it. I don't feel like I found I because like I said, I'm not gonna say that I lived in a lie, but like before, I used to do a lot to just try to get people to like
And I
understand
feel
where I
like
was
you
coming from.
encounter your soulmate as well when you can really know who you are.
Right. And I feel like I'm just now getting to that point to where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm finding myself. So that's why I don't feel like I've had that encounter. I've had, like you said, a twin flame, probably two. Um, but as far as soulmate goes, I don't think we're there yet.
Mm-mm. And I feel like because of lust, especially for me, like just being intimate with people just based off of lust and not having a spiritual connection with them, like
Mm.
it's different. It's so different.
Yeah, I feel like I be paying attention to like the seven deadly sins, and I feel like the two that that really be having me in the chokehold.
Mhm.
One is lust, and two is probably gluttony or greed. Cause I ain't gonna lie.
Lust is definitely one of mines that I've been surrendering to lately. Lust, right?
Mm,
And now I'm to the point to where I've been abstinence for 9 months, no meat,
mm,
none at all. And I'm to the point to where it's like my spirit, it don't even want nothing unless it's for real, for real.
yeah, I cannot
And
say the same.
it took me a lot to get there because that's something else that I wanted to talk to you about as well, since you are a male coming from like a man's perspective. Like,
Hmm.
um, the whole conversation around when it's easy, not wanting it versus when it's hard, then it hits different. Like,
It does. It does. Something about like I don't know. Something about working for it makes it feel more validating. If I
mm,
could, I feel like that's the best way that I could put it. Because like if I could meet somebody and talk to them, and then that first night they want to take their drawers off around me, it's just like, huh? But then like it'd be that girl that you really like, and she'd be kind of blowing you off, and you take the time to really get there.
mhm,
It's it's the journey that in between to get into where you want it to be that
mhm.
makes it more worthwhile. Because there's been girls to where it's been like first date, and then the girl that made me wait for some reason she just had my attention more. And it's not a I don't look at you no different because you gave it up on the first date. It's not that. It's just like
So what's the difference in the validation?
I don't know.
Because like I'm trying to look at it. I'm really trying to see it from
I feel like it give me a different sense of self worth. Like me knowing that I worked for something and obtained it, rather than just having something given to me, is different. And I feel
mhm.
like it's the same with everything else in life. So me having to
I don't know,
work,
like me personally, if somebody just handed me like a whole bunch of money and I ain't have to work for it, I'm gonna appreciate the out of that person. You know what I'm saying?
right? But
If
that's
somebody was
because
like, "Here's a house, no strings attached. You ain't gotta do nothing for it. It's just, something I wanna do for you." Like, are you crazy? Like, you think Imma hate that person because they gave me a house or
uh,
some money or their most valuable asset? Like,
I don't think you're gonna hate that person. But what I do think is, um, typically what happens is when things are just handed to you like that in scenarios like that, you won't cherish it as much. So it's like you've been without. So if somebody did it for you now, you would feel like that. But if you were like born with that off rip, and somebody gave you like you were born with a trust fund and you knew you
Mhm.
were gonna have a house and a lot of money, you would never have to work hard in life. You would never try to get that out of anything. You would just be like, well, I'm already taken care of, so why does it matter? It'll change you. You wouldn't be the same person. But the fact that you had to work for it, you're gonna appreciate that house. The fact
I get what you're saying
like when
because
I got my car, for example, when I got my car, the first car that I was supposed to get was supposed to be given to me, but
mhm,
the person that was giving it to me was trying to hang it over my head because I asked to do something else. So they were like, "We're not finna give you the car." So I was just like, "Oh, okay." They were still letting me drive it. It just wasn't my car. But they were
mhm,
trying to hold something over my head. So I was just like, "All right, it is what it is." Then I actually got a car, my first car that I bought myself, nine
mhm.
hundred dollars. I felt so proud of myself. I was like, "Oh yeah, spent this little 900. I'm finna drive this motherfucker around the Lawton real quick and see what's to it." And it was cool for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. But
Mhm.
day 5, the transmission gave out on me. And I was just like, damn, not the transmission. I don't know how to fix that. So I ended up selling it. I got my money back, but it was just like, dang, now it's back to square one. I ain't got no car. Then I got another car. I got convinced into getting that car.
Mhm.
Shout out to the salesman. He did what he was supposed to do. He was like, "We're not gonna let you leave the lot without a car," and he did his job. He sold me a
Yeah.
car. But in the same token, it wasn't the car that I wanted, and then I feel like I didn't work as hard for it because it wasn't what I wanted. So like, I don't get me wrong. Long live Juniper. I love my Mazda, but then it turned into me being careless and reckless, and I got into a car accident, and now I don't have a car, so I'm back to square one again. Hopefully, this Friday, I find a vehicle because I have been looking and I planned on going to Texas to get one because
Mhm.
they kind of do a little better with the cars compared to Oklahoma. Oklahoma be doing people bad. I'm not gonna say do people bad, but like Oklahoma be taxing.
Mhm.
Texas, you can find something cool. And I don't know what y'all tax laws are, but I think y'all taxes is way different too. So like I don't feel like we be getting taxed like that in Texas,
Yeah, I
which
know it's
is
like one I don't know if it's federal or state that we don't have to pay here in Texas. I think it's federal. We don't have to pay federal taxes. I
so.
know, Texas and Florida have pretty decent state laws.
So I always thought that was
Yeah.
cool. So I planned on coming out there Friday. I was gonna be in Arlington slash Dallas area. I was gonna be out there looking for a car, but the one that I wanted, I called them and they said that it already got sold. So I was just like, all right. So I went back on there and I was looking again. See, I found another one, same brand, same everything.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. I called them and they were like, "Yeah, we sold it." I'm like, "Damn, why do y'all keep these cars listed if y'all don't have them?" Why I get it. It's like part of their marketing. Like they want you to come in because it's the car that you want, and then they
And
try
then
to
they'll
sell you
put you in
another
something
car.
else.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm getting a car that I actually want.
So
But
what you
this,
looking for?
so me personally, right now, I have my heart set on a Lexus. I wanted to get a Lexus. That's what I was supposed to get when I was out there
Mhm.
when we were working at Tesla,
Yeah.
and everything was smooth until they got to the paperwork, and then
Mhm.
they're like, "We don't got the title," and I'm like, "How do y'all?" But I had to leave because we had court. We got that taken care of.
Mhm. So
But
now that you know the process of what, like the hassle that, it can take in order to get a car, if someone were to easily give you a car,
right now,
like title, paid for in full,
and it was mine.
it was yours in your name,
You want me to be honest? You want me to tell you what I would do with the car?
sell it.
If it wasn't the one I wanted, I would sell it and try to get the one that I wanted, or I would trade in that car for the one that I wanted, and then yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be forever thankful to that person because they got me
I
to
think you
where I
answered
needed to
my
be.
question. See, we will take things that we don't necessarily want, right? We'll take stuff until we get what we really want.
Right.
Okay. So
So
whether or not you get it fast or slow, you still gonna take it, but you still might not even really want it. Okay.
yeah, so somebody give me a house, but like, man, maybe I don't like the floor plan of the house. So you gave me an asset, so now I could do something with that asset. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily have to keep it. Now I get it.
Speaking of
I
assets, okay, speaking of assets, okay, so what asset do men get from the smash really quick? Like, what asset do you say you get from that really quick that you
uh
can take and
it's
use?
really
Is it just like something for your ego? Is it something for your spirit?
yep,
Like,
it's just to if it's fast, it's just to brush your ego. It's a it give you bragging points. You could talk to your homeboys about it and maybe feel cool in the moment, but it's just like you did all that and built no connection, and now you got this memory with this person that
mhm,
yeah, it's a good memory in the moment. In the moment, it's everything feel good, but ignorance is bliss. So looking back on it, you just might be like, "Damn, well, that was a waste of time," or at least, or at least that's how I feel about it. Like, and this may sound crazy, but like, if I don't get nothing out of the situation other than that, it's not worth it to me.
mhm.
So I was gonna talk to you. I think I did low key talk to you about this. My building manager at my job, I felt like he was low key trying to groom me. He was trying to get me to mess with this girl, and I was like, no, I can't do it. She used to mess with my homeboy. Like they just freshly broke up. And I was like, he was like, what does that have to do with anything? And I was like, that has a lot to do with everything. I was like, me being the person I am morally, if I try to slide on a
Sorry.
girl that my homeboy just broke up with, that's super disrespectful in my book. Not only was he trying to get me to mess with her, he was like, "Why don't you move in with her?" I was like, "Dude, why are you so involved in my personal life? You you don't even be this worried about work stuff. You trying to get me to move in with a whole girl? That is crazy to me. That is
Mm-mm.
quite literally insane."
I be wishing I had some meat for real. Like, I want to know what it's like for y'all to be in the womb. I want to know what it's like for y'all. I wish I had some meat just for one day.
Like you a switch for a day.
For one day, just to know what it is.
Um,
Because it seems like such a vital part of every conversation. Like,
mm,
why the importance on it? Why what it has to be something more than validation. Like,
it don't be the validation, and sometimes it be the feeling, man. And not only that, it's just like,
so when you say feeling, do you mean like just on your flesh feeling or
yeah, spiritually, like
so
spiritually,
what
it don't
happens
do nothing for you.
mentally?
Mentally, when you're done, you be feeling
No,
so.
not while you're no, you're
Okay,
okay, tell me what happens mentally in the process and then also when you're done.
mentally, when you in the process, you think, "Oh, this feels so good. Everything feels so good. It's great. Life is good." Until you get done and you release, and then that's when you're like, "Oh my goodness, why did I do that? I was just horny.
So you
I
feel
was
regret
just."
afterwards?
PNC post nut clarity is the craziest thing ever because I feel like it's the opposite for like I don't know how y'all feel when y'all get y'all's off, but when if like if it's a in the moment thing like a quick, oh, I just met you first date, you want to get in my bed and then we do something and then
Mhm.
I get it over with after, I'm like, bro, get out of my house. Who are you? I don't know you like that, but
That's so wild.
when you're a dude, you be thinking with your little head and not
That
your
is
big one.
that's so wild to me. That is so crazy.
what is it like for you? Because like
For
what?
for us to be overpopulated as fuck in this world, and that's the concept and theory that you guys have for the during and the after is crazy.
And I don't know how to like PNC is crazy. It's so crazy because like you could go for a minute without doing nothing.
You said what? P and what?
PNC,
PNC.
post
Oh,
nut
okay,
clarity.
I got your
Yeah.
post notification. Okay.
So I don't know, it'll change you, man, because you really be thinking about it and it just be like, oh, like,
Mm.
was it really worth it? Like you could have just kept your energy to yourself, but you didn't. I didn't. She didn't. What I don't know what the thought process be after, because like sometimes motherfuckers want to hit you up, blow you up, and then sometimes you just never talk to a motherfucker again. So it's like if I never talk to you again, that was meaningless. Why? Why did I do it in the first place? Just because it felt good in the moment,
Mhm,
which is definitely something I need to work on too, because I'm not gonna act like I'm just this perfect dude
mhm.
who does everything perfectly. Because the
I
last,
feel I feel like it's an epidemic. It's a lustful epidemic because
it's the internet fault, no cap. Yeah, we not as you got to think back in the '80s.
it's like why everybody want to do it so bad, so bad, but then after they do it, they have regrets.
Mhm. Back in the '80s, you got to think they didn't have no internet, so they only seen the people that they went to work with, went to school with, or was in their neighborhood. They never seen as many women as we see on the day to day. You got to think. You can get on social media, and you'll see 40,000 different people in a day. I don't know what the actual statistic is, but you got to think. You see way more people because of social media than you would ever in like
Yeah,
at
you see
any
them
other
doing
time period.
a whole lot more, like as far as what's being revealed and what's being portrayed.
Yeah, and you got to nobody. You're not supposed to see all that in that short time frame. So
Mm,
you consume so much. I feel like consuming is like the biggest thing right now. Like when you consume, you get stuck in that cycle of just consuming. That's why, like, as of recently, I've been trying to create. Like, I'm not trying to be
mhm.
the dude that just gets stuck in a cycle of
Same
let
here.
me buy, get this. Oh, I like that. Let me spend my money on it. Nah, I'm trying to.
I'd be so bored. Like, imagine like waking up, doing what you gotta do for work, and then sitting on your phone all day just scrolling. Like, what? Like, I start to get irritated as fuck by people. Like, oh my mama, I do. Oh
Like
my daddy, I start getting irritated.
I was doing that for I don't know how long. Like recently, I just thought like I would get off of work, come home, I would shower, and I
Mhm.
would get out the shower, and I would just doom scroll.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And
It's a
it's like
terrible.
you might find like a few people that you like as far as like content or whatever, but then you notice like it's like the same content over and over that they're posting. Like they saying the same thing every day. They doing the same thing every day. Like dang.
But
And
you got
really
to.
you watching them because you kind of inspired by him low key and you trying to figure out if there's something from this person that I can learn from so I can get on that level, but then you get stuck in the scroll.
Yeah, that's really what it be because it's been. It's. I've been on. I let's say I've been on TikTok for since my senior year, like close to the end of me graduating. So I'm gonna say like March
Mhm.
of 2019. It's 2025, and I still be on TikTok. But from March, I'll post a couple TikToks occasionally. I had one that went viral and
Mhm.
made me just want to be a TikToker, and then my account got stolen. So I was just like so disheartened by that that I was just like, all right, man, I ain't gonna try that hard again. But now that I have a newfound way of creation, shall I say? Because I've
Mhm.
always been making music, but now I'm actually like making music.
Mhm.
So it's like now that I got that, it's like I don't have to be on my phone doom scrolling or trying to text everybody or see what's going down. But for me to actually get out there, I do have to be more social because I was the dude that'd be like, yeah, I'm not on the internet like that, and then come home and doom scroll until I go to sleep, and then wake up and go to work, come home, take a shower, and repeat the process.
Yeah.
You feel me? Nah, I'm not doing that no more. I realize that like content creation is really not that hard. It's literally people look at a camera and they talk about stuff that they like or stuff that they don't like or stuff that
Mhm.
other people do. And it's just like sitting back and looking at it, you like, damn, they really get paid off of this. Like I sent you that video about that Patrick CC video.
Mhm.
He went and did a whole deep dive on Justin Bieber's love triangle for what reason?
Mhm.
He was just
Oh, that's
curious.
how he got viral?
That's not how he got viral. I don't know how he
Oh.
got viral. I personally never watched him. I wasn't hip to Patrick CC until my homeboy Isaiah sent me a video about him talking about opening up like a big I guess you could say it's like a production studio because it's more than just music that goes on in his studio that he's building,
Mhm.
to my knowledge, from what I've seen in the video. Um, and so me being the person that I am before, I would have been like starstruck. I'd have like, oh, he got 2 million subs. He won't want to talk to me. Like he just so busy. Is how I would have thought about it before. But I was like, man,
Mhm.
this low key an opportunity. I could really just approach bro because he's just a human like me.
Mhm.
But like people get so caught up in the numbers that it's just like, nah, I wouldn't do that. I ain't gonna lie. I did get starstruck that day. I seen Jalen Williams off the OKC Thunder. I thought that shit was so cool. It was cool to me because like I be watching hoops and I be watching the Thunder because
Yeah, I seen how they lost to Denver. I was like, "What the hell? How y'all go to halftime and then you just hand them the rest of the game? Y'all shouldn't even went to halftime."
and we not the last game they won though. They won the last game. I think they play again tomorrow. Back in OKC, which is good. Our next two games I think are in OKC.
I don't even know who playing on there no more. For real, for real.
We got
Since Durant, Harden, Westbrook, since all them left, I don't even know who's on there no more.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm still tapped in. We got SGA, Shy Gilgis Alexander. He's a bucket. That's probably gonna be
Who's number
MVP.
2 on there?
That's SGA.
Okay, I see him.
Then we got Lou Dort, lockdown, crazy. Lou Dort really liked that. Then Jalen Williams, the dude I was telling you about. Then we got Chet Holmgren.
Mhm.
He was super like highly sought after in his draft class. And then
Mhm.
he got injured his first year, so he didn't really get to play like that his first year. And then we got Isaiah Hartenstein, which is also Isaiah Hartenstein. He a little bit older, but he's pretty nice. He is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I'm not gonna say the bench is a bunch of nobodies, but everybody on OKC Thunder right now is like we have the youngest team in the league right now.
Still,
But
yeah.
that's because that's how they. I don't know. They were really smart, low key, because like everybody was hating on the Thunder because they were like, oh, they done got rid of all these people. They done got rid. We got rid of we got rid of KD. We got rid of James Harden. We got rid of Paul George. We had Chris Paul at one point. Got rid of him. We had, and we did it all for like draft picks, like first round draft picks, and it paid off in the end. Like
Mhm.
for a minute, it was bleak to be a OKC Thunder fan. It was a little abysmal because we weren't doing anything. Like we had players, we just weren't going anywhere. But
Yeah.
now it's like we got a young core with a good superstar who's consistent. Now in the playoffs, he a little shaky. I'm not gonna say he a little shaky because he's still going out there dropping 30, 20 plus point games. But in the regular season, SGA, he was really one of them. He was balling, and we was blowing teams out all year long. We had a great year this year in the regular season. And the playoffs is not over. We only in the second round, and we're tied up 2-2. So that's nice. I predicted from the beginning that Thunder was going to win in 6 against Denver because I said we're gonna get a win and we're gonna lose. I was like,
Playing,
we're gonna.
what's it called? Prize Picks?
I don't. My roommate, he be on Prize Picks though. I need to get on there low key because I feel like I'm gonna make some money off of my predictions.
Yeah. I said I wanted to try it out too.
Because
See what it's hitting for.
my prediction, like I said, is gonna be Thunder winning 6, and when they do win, the losses is gonna be because Denver is a good team. Denver has a
So
good
would
team.
you say that's your main team, Thunder?
Yeah, that's the team that I tune into the most when it comes to basketball. Football is I like the Eagles. I'm an Eagles fan. Baseball, I don't watch baseball that much,
Mhm.
but I like the Atlanta Braves. I'm a Braves fan when it comes to baseball. Um, I watch soccer occasionally. Man City, shout out to them. And then those really the only sports that I like, or other than like combat sports like MMA and boxing. I watch boxing and MMA like that. But
So
those are
when you
really
gonna take your music collection and turn it into like a mixtape? Have you done that yet?
I have 2 projects out that are like that. They're called EPs, which are like short albums.
Uh-huh.
And one is called How Do I? Because that's like when I was still figuring out how to put everything together. And then my second project was called Indigo because
Are those on
those are
Apple
only
Music?
those are only on SoundCloud right now. I have a lot I have to do, but I'm gonna do it. I have to buy the beats. One, that's why I only upload on SoundCloud because if you don't buy the beats, you can get sued,
Mhm.
and that's just a whole slippery slope you don't want to go on. So right now it's only on SoundCloud, but once I get to a point to where it's like the numbers start picking up the way that I think they're going to,
Mhm.
that's when I'll start making sure that I buy
But you
everything.
added some of your music to Apple Music, right?
I have 2 songs on Apple Music, and that's because I produced them myself.
Okay.
But I only really like one of those songs, and the other one I
I feel
kind
like
of
I be
wish.
bumping one of them. I have to go through my playlist and find it. I say this
Uh,
shit go hard.
it's probably Inside. Inside is the one that everybody likes. I like Inside a lot too. TTYL is cool, but I just don't like the quality of it. I feel like it could sound better. But them was my first couple songs, so it's like
Yeah, because I feel like you got like hundreds of songs. I feel like there's no reason for you not to have like multiple albums by now. Like just pick some that sound good together, put them on an album, and create you a playlist for
and
Spotify Music. Is it hard to put your
that's
stuff on there?
that's a process. It's really not hard. They try to make everything super accessible now. We got like United Masters, DistroKid, Amuse. That's all distributor platforms that you can use to get your stuff on different platforms like that.
Mhm,
But it just depends on what you really want to go for. So you really got to do your research on how to use each distributor, especially when you want to do it by yourself and be independent.
mhm.
So I did have a DistroKid account. I still do have a DistroKid account. I gotta remember to log in for it. Once I get logged back into my DistroKid, I will start producing again, but I don't have everything I need on my computer. The reason that I don't. And
Okay.
I could do it the legal way that's not legal. So I don't do that because I want to do everything legit.
Mhm.
So that's why I haven't. But um it's gonna get to a point to where I could like when I start producing all my own songs and stuff like that, I'll just drop everything on all platforms so people can be like, oh, okay. But now I'll be using other people's beats, so they be like, oh, they're like, why don't you upload on all plats? But it's like
Oh
it's
yeah, they
steps,
gonna hit you with a strike.
it's
I know
steps
I
that you
tried to
gotta go
use
through before.
your like your songs as a part of my intro, and they was like, "This belongs to such and such." I'm like, "Who is this? This is my son shit. What are you talking about?" And I be in
Right.
the disputing it and stuff. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it'll be because they'll go and I forgot what it's called, but it's a way you could like register your beats and stuff like that. To where if they do get used, it'll flag it. So it's like I can't just immediately go into jumping and putting everything on all plats. Some
Mhm,
people do that. Some people be stealing and getting away with it and just getting away with it. But I think what I need to start doing for myself is what I'm gonna do is I changed the way that I thought about making money in baking. You let your money sit in a savings account and it doesn't do anything for you. So
mhm,
what I was thinking about doing was instead of just putting my money in a savings account and just letting it sit there and not do anything, I
mhm.
was just gonna make different investments and I was gonna do it in larger amounts. So it seems like I get a return on my investment. So like I bought some crypto, I bought some Bitcoin.
Mhm.
I only made like $60 off of the Bitcoin, but I only had the money in the Bitcoin for like a week. So for me to make $60 in a week, what would that be in a month? What would that be in a year? What would that be in 2 years? What would that be in five? But I only had $400 in there.
Yeah.
I took it out because my homeboy went on a trip to go see his daughter for her birthday, and he overspun. So I was just like, all right, well, let me help you out for this trip. But he's gonna pay me back Friday when we get paid. So I'm gonna get that back and put my money back into the crypto, and
Mhm.
then I'll probably do that with some other stocks as well. I'm gonna just split it up, and then the money that I make off of that, I'm gonna start taking that money and then using it to like buy my beats and stuff. So I made $60 in a week. That's about a beat. So if
Mhm.
I put more money in there, I'll make more money. So then I'll start using that money to buy my beats, and that'll be the process. So like, say I put 400 in there and I made $60. I would just take out the $60 and leave the 400 in there and let it do the same
I really
thing.
don't understand why you wanna buy beats and you make them.
Um,
That part, though.
it's the
If you
fact
make
that
why are you trying to buy somebody else's?
I don't have everything that I need to make the beats the way that I want to make them. And then sampling beats too is I could
So
sample.
that rock song that you got going on TikTok right now, is that like a sampled beat?
It is. It's a sample, and not only is it a sample, it's not my beat. The dude's name, the sample is a Wi-Fi skeleton song, but the dude recently just passed away. But I didn't
Mhm.
know that. Shout out to my homeboy Bob. Um, he'd be really
Yeah,
tapped
I
in
feel
with
like
the
instead of, like, trying to buy them, like, I feel like I understand you feeling like you missing some certain qualities from what you do have, but I feel like you should just still go ahead and use what you got to at least, you know what I'm saying, get your music out there.
yeah,
Like, you have a starting point, and that'll get you from A to B, maybe C, and then once you get to C, then you can keep building from there, but just to, like, keep sitting on your talent.
mhm,
Like, you be having some bangers for real, from all the music that you be sending me, and it's like, yeah, if it was me, oh, baby, I'm spamming, every social media platform all day with my shit.
See, that's what I've been doing. I don't know if you've been paying attention recently, but like I'll make a TikTok, then take the TikTok, put it on Instagram, then put the same on so my Instagram and Facebook are linked. So it'll post it
Mhm.
on Instagram and Facebook. And then I'll take that same TikTok and I'll post it on Snapchat too. And I'm like,
Yeah,
so
'cause
everybody's got eyes on the song. And whether you click the link the first time you seen it, or the third time you seen it, or the fourth time you seen it, you still click that link at least one of those times is
yeah,
how I started looking at it. Because before I used to be like, man, I'm just gonna post it on my Snapchat, and
yeah,
then and it only be up for 24 hours. People will never see it again.
yeah,
And it's not only that; it's like I need to get in the habit of like going out of my way to like really push what I'm trying to do. And I have been recently. Now
yeah,
today was an off day. I'm not gonna lie. I got up today, and I was just like, let me get this life stuff together because I had laundry piled up. I was like, I need to go ahead and take care of that. I put most of what I got on hangers, and then I got some stuff in this basket that I need to put up. But my
Mhm.
dad also got his stuff over here too, cause
Speaking of
you
him,
know,
I was thinking about that story he told me about how he told you that I named you after somebody that I met after you were born. I thought about it. I did the math. I said, got pregnant in 6th grade, had you in 7th grade. I
uh,
didn't meet this man until 8th, 9th grade. So you was already in the world before I even met this man. But I said people they'll make up their own scenarios and
yeah, I
stories.
was like, man, I'm gonna just let you make it, cause I don't know where that
And
came
and that's
from.
what you gotta do. You gotta let people make up their narrative about you because that's their truth. And you gotta have your narrative about them, and then that be your truth. And then God knows the in between in the middle and both sides.
Man, so I was just like, yeah. I was
Because
like,
I
where
was
did you get
like,
that
wait a
from?
minute, because I didn't even meet Marquez while I was or before I was pregnant. This was after I had him, after I had a child that I met this man. But I was like, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I was like, that is insane. And he
He
told
said,
me that one time.
bitter baby daddy. That's so funny.
I was like, yeah. I was like, that was a little strange. It was the timing of it that was like, cause he was in an argument
Mhm.
with my stepmom at the time, and I was just like, yeah, you need to chill out. And then he was like, how you gonna take her side? Woo woo woo. He was like, it's always like this with women and woo woo. And then somehow he just went on this tangent, and I was just listening. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, something about your middle name. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, your mama named you after some dude she liked. And I was just like, huh? So it made me look at my middle name like,
In the future,
I
he
was
saw
like,
me like him in the future or something. And he's stuck in a loop. That's funny though. But I thought about that. I was like, I didn't even meet that man until after I had my child. And on me, nobody wanted him until they saw me fucking with him.
so I was just like, that is insane.
Nobody want because I was like, that's what it was. Because it was like me and your dad finally wasn't on good terms, and I started fucking with this nigga because nobody wanted him. He was from out of town. Everybody's like, oh, he's weird. He ain't got no drip. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't saying it like that, but nobody was fucking with him. And then as soon
What,
as I
what,
started with him, mad bitches all of a sudden, oh, we like him. They want to beef with me over this nigga that nobody was giving any attention to. I said,
what did y'all call drip back in the day?
probably
What would
so.
y'all call it swag? Swag was your era? Y'all
What's
y'all
up,
started
Josh?
swag?
I don't. It's been so long. I don't remember what we was calling it, but it was some soldier boy type shit.
Okay, okay.
Soldier boy up in this thing.
Y'all
Not
wasn't
watching.
calling it like you ain't like they style or they steez. Y'all wasn't calling it nothing like that. It was
I
swag.
don't even know. I don't even know.
Okay.
It's been so long. I be trying to keep up with y'all, type shit.
Type shit.
Type shit.
Man, that's funny, man, because my homeboy, he just got back out here from Washington, and he got a uncle named Uncle Reg, and he older,
Mhm.
and he be doing the same thing. But he low key funny, bro. He funny as hell. Cause Michael, he was doing like some self care stuff, and he was
Mhm.
putting like clear coat on his nails, and his uncle was like, "That's gay type shit," and I was like, "Why would you say that?" But it was funny because he just was trying to use type shit in the sentence.
Do you
But
think that's gay? If like, would you start the trend with the painting your fingernails?
I wouldn't paint my fingernails colorful, but putting a clear coat on your nails, like after like a manicure or something like that, nah,
I
that's
don't know.
totally
I seen
different.
this. I seen a nigga that I fuck with, and he had painted his nails. Like
I'm not.
he didn't have it like painted while I knew him, but I like seen like a picture of it.
Mm,
That shit, it was cute. It was like a silver color. It was a silver metallic color. And said,
I got a homeboy named Andre, man. I know Andre for a minute. He be painting his nails. He be having all kind of colors on there, and his shit be tough, tough than a motherfucker. But me personally, it's just
I
not my
mean,
lane. So I'm gonna stay in my lane, and I'm gonna let him do his thing in his. Cause like I let a girl paint my nails before, and then I was just like, why did I do that?
Mhm.
I did it just because she wanted to do it. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. I just wanted her to feel good in the moment. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna let her do it.
I don't know. I feel like me personally, I feel like everybody's just like a tad bit for both teams. Like I feel like everybody's a tad bit like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
in the right situation, under the right circumstances, I feel like anybody would vote. Anybody can get voted by anybody. Yeah.
It
And then when you
depends.
think about it, when it's like you was almost a girl, right? It was a 50-50 chance. You could have been a man or a woman. And then for you to come out into the world and have such a close chance of having being either or, and then say you only strictly like one thing, I feel like it's a lie that, you know, been programmed into the people.
Yeah,
That
programming is a big part of it. Like, I wonder what the world would be like if it was no laws. Like, still to this day, like, will we still be running around like cavemen and stuff if nobody ever was like, yeah, let's make a rule book. What would the world be like today if there was no laws?
mm, that's a good question.
I
I
gotta.
mean, I feel like for the most part, if people have a sense of a moral compass with the laws that we do have, or
Mhm.
I feel like they would still, most people would still try to have some type of dignity. But then, of course, there's those that are just complete savages. The ones that are, in jail, like they have different spirits, different mentalities. So if you didn't have any laws at all, like for the people who are on that good shit, they don't have to be strapped for real, for real.
I wonder if we would be as technologically advanced if we didn't have laws. Like, will we still have guns? Will we still be running around with sticks and spears and just learning how to make fire? Well, we wouldn't have just learned how to make fire, but how will we control fire differently than we did then compared to now?
But I will say the world is changing very fast, very rapidly with technology, but the mindset is still stuck back in the 1930s. Look at us.
Yeah, you're not lying. You're not lying. You hear about that guy that ran over that cop that killed his son, or not a cop that killed his son, but he ran over a cop because another cop killed his son, and now he's going to jail.
I think I've seen like a video that was titled along some of those lines, something like
Rodney
that. Yeah,
Rodney Hinton
but I
Jr.
haven't like really looked into the story for real, for real.
And I'm not gonna
So
say
you said yeah, I think you gotta say unalived.
oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, I haven't seen that story though. But it reminds me of one of the movies that was out back in the day. I think it was like one of the kids was sick and they needed a organ or something, and then the men held up the hospital because they gave the organ that was supposed to go to the child to a different person, and he had to go to jail, but he was just trying to do what was right for his son.
It was a Denzel Washington movie.
I think it was Denzel. It was either him or Will Smith. I can't remember, but yeah.
Will Smith was 7 pounds. I think I know what movie you're talking about. I think that was 7 pounds when he was like an organ donor. He was giving up all his organs to people who needed them for. I gotta watch 7 Pounds again. That was actually a really deep movie, and I remember seeing it as a kid,
Mhm.
but I don't remember watching it. Like, I feel like seeing something and watching it is two different things. Just like hearing something and listening is two different things.
True. 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 So the person you was telling me about for The Weeknd, is that a new person or just somebody you just met?
You said for the weekend.
Mhm,
Oh, that I met this weekend.
mhm.
So I've known her for a little bit. She's cool. I like her vibe. We always chatted, but it was nothing ever crazy. We ain't never hang out until this weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a nice little vibe. We had a great day. Big barbecue. Everybody came out. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna have another barbecue June 6th. It's gonna be
Mhm.
the first Friday of June. I might do it. I might try to do one the first Friday every month. Kind of a big event for like you know people to just come and unwind after.
Yeah, I was thinking
All,
about that because you know how they had did you hear about, like, the Target DEI, is that what it's called? Where people was protesting or people of color were protesting Target, Walmart, and, like, other stores?
oh, because they don't have to hire people of color no more. It's not a requirement.
No, it's not. I thought it was more along the lines of, like, them not wanting to, like, advertise and stock the shelves with people of color's products, but I'm
Uh,
pretty sure it probably went along with that as well.
Maybe that is part of it. I thought it had to
Probably
do
not
with the
probably
the hiring process because they used to have like quotas that they had to meet. So if they didn't, they don't have to do that anymore, which I think is kind of dumb, anyways. Because like if you need somebody that's qualified for a job, why not hire them if they're qualified for the job?
yeah.
But people want to base it off things like skin color and things of that nature. So it's just it's just extra. Like I miss when Aunt Jemima was on the syrup bottles, but now we don't got that no more. Uncle Ben, I I don't know if Uncle Ben's is still in the box, but like anything that's a person of color that had like representation or branding, they're like trying to get rid of it. I don't like that because like why we can't have our own things? And it's not like it's even ours. Like I don't know if Aunt Jemima syrup is a black owned thing, but they took her off the bottle. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like why? What was the deeper reasoning behind that?
That's the question right there. What is the
What's the agenda?
problem? Or not, I wouldn't really say it's a problem. I just feel like it's just, it's an intimidation like tactic, right?
Mhm.
Because we've always been a targeted, and it's
Man,
like, but why? Like,
what would life be like if all
that's
black all people of color went back to our
that would be I
original
feel like that
place?
would be, like, the smartest thing anybody could do, but what I notice is that when people do get money, like, they just give it right back to the colonizer. Like, they literally, they give it to you, and then y'all give it right back to 'em.
I thought about being able to get to a point where I made so much money that I could like buy our country out of debt. Imagine uh,
Wow.
imagine a trillionaire.
That's a rich ass dream right there.
That's a rich dream. That is insane.
You wanna clear up everybody's debt.
The whole US, like the debt that we owe to other countries. I want to be like, yeah, fuck all
Mhm.
that. A free country for real. Cause like I feel like we free is what they want to call it. That's like our marketing point. Home of the free, but like
Yeah,
it's
I
freedom
feel
in
like
other places.
at this point in time, I feel like we have enough people of color to where we could actually go back to our homeland and rebuild, right? We have enough knowledge, we have enough resources, we have enough people to actually do it. It's just people's heart has to be into doing something like that. And a lot of people don't operate out of their heart, they operate out of their ego. And I feel like one of the issues that people have, like the gender war per se. Like I feel like we're out of an era to where it's like, oh, it needs to be just two people together living life. Like, no, we need to think more collectively.
Mm.
We need to move as a unit and stop trying to think so small. Like, think bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many of us that could do so many things if we work together versus against each other. And something so simple about you not giving me some coochie that I'm gonna regret after post nut clarity. Like, maybe
Hmm.
we're past the relationship era. Maybe it was, available for a certain time frame, but now we should be elevating mentally and consciously to where we could do something a lot greater than just still trying to fight to have the same traditions and norms that we see aren't working.
Hmm. Now, back pivoting back to the thing about
And then on top of that, you go back to your homeland, you might find your little boo over there for real, for real.
it would be cool. It would be a great idea, but once if we did do that, they would come right back and be like, "Nah, y'all too powerful. Y'all need to start paying us." I promise you, that's how it would go. You got to think we've had black-owned institutions. We had our own whole Black Wall Street, a real thing that got burnt to the ground because they thought it was too successful.
Yeah, but then it's like, for how long are you gonna be scared about that? How long are you gonna hold on to that before you actually try again?
Um, it's not that. It's like I'm not trying to talk down, but like you got to think about like how really twisted they people were towards us just because we're brown. We didn't do nothing to nobody other than live life, and they came and put us on boats and did all kind of weird stuff to us, like bug breaking, lynching. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but that was like, it's like you can obviously see the fear and the intimidation that they have just by the things that they say and the things that they do. You can tell like that they scared.
mhm.
And I just feel like it's time for different movement. It's definitely time for different movement. I feel like it's been time, but
Yeah,
everybody's so stuck and just doing the bare minimum, even when they have a lot. And I was like, God, I know this can't be the people you were talking about when you said, to whom much is giving, much is required. It can't be these things.
yeah. Now I'm not saying that's not a idea to try, but like I said, it's like you said,
Because
it is.
people are already on the passport bro type thing anyway. Passport bro. Um, why not just go back? Like, how many times do they have to say we don't want you here for? And it's like being in a bad relationship with somebody, right? They're
Yeah,
telling you, I don't want you to be here, and you still trying to fight to stay. Like, doesn't
you
make any
know,
sense.
what Stockholm syndrome is.
I've heard of it.
It's like when you just get used to somebody treating you bad, that you got some like weird, strange attachment to them. Like you can't get rid of them because
Yeah.
you just used to that. So it's like, how you first off, how are you going to tell us to leave and you're not even from here? You're from across the ocean yourself. It was brown people here first.
My ancestors. I need to do my heritage thing so I can see.
I do want to do one too. I do want to do a 23andMe or ancestry or something like that just to see.
Yeah. Dang, we've been online for a whole hour. We
We
had a
had
few people pop in.
we
You
did. I can't even see. What are they talking about in the chat? I can't see none of it.
you can't see the chat? So
No.
somebody named Josh popped up in the chat, and then somebody named ASAP Rocky Lover 911 talking about what's it about when we were talking about the movie. But yeah, we had a few views, a few chats. I don't know how to, it says can't post comments to some destinations. So I'm streaming to Facebook, YouTube. I was trying to stream on my X account, but it has like a little red exclamation mark. So I'm guessing it didn't go there. And then also on my Instagram. So I feel like if we do like an hour a day, maybe come up with like some more questions, some more, some more stuff. And then I'm about to also get ready to do my read along for my book. So on my book, I'm going to be picking like certain parts of the chapter, and I'm going to be reading that, and then I'm going to open up the chat for Q&A in case people have any questions. So I'm going to have them follow me on my socials, which is all at Tamaria Lakay, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. And then yeah, once I'm done with my read along for my book, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the whole book or if I'm just gonna do a few chapters just as promotion. But once I'm done with that, like I do want to get into like streaming more, like different conversations, things, and topics like we discussed, right?
Okay.
Like get into it and see what we can do. Because I mean, this was relatively fun.
It was, and it was
We could
a good
get
conversation.
better, with concepts and conversations and just go from there. And then eventually you can get to the point where, we split up the segment, mom, what you got going on, what you working on, you promote your music, whatever. Like,
I feel that. Yeah. Definitely with time. I'm gonna do some more research on StreamYard so I can understand how to use it because I don't. I'm looking at it right now and it says I can
so
sign
you're
up.
pretty much invited as a guest. I don't know what your end looks like, but on my end, it's like the studio. My end is like I'm inside the studio.
Got you.
So
Yeah.
I can like add I can add slides, PDFs. It says an extra camera. I don't know what that means. Let me see if I
Like you could plug a webcam into your computer and then have another one.
can. Okay. So yeah, that and then what else can I do from this? I can upload videos, we can react to videos together on here. Um Images, I can screen share with you. Let me see. Let me see what this does. Okay, yeah, I'm
I,
not um,
it definitely. I could screen share with you as well. I'm seeing that, and then I could pick what I want to show you. I just got to configure my computer to do all
but
that.
yeah, nothing but opportunity.
You know it.
So yeah, we did a whole little hour, so I guess we can go ahead and end it. We don't gotta do all night, but we could just start with like you said, you wanna talk more? I guess this will be my line of communication. Anybody else out here that's
Hell yeah.
watching that wants to talk to me, send me an email, right? And then you can hop up on the StreamYard and we can talk about anything you want to talk about as well. As long as it ain't no weird shit, because yeah. I mean it could be weird, but not too weird. So yeah.
All righty.
All right. Well, thanks for the combo and the engagement. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.
I love you too, Mom. Have a good one.
Yeah.